Are we going to get Errol Spence, Terence
No,
Crawford?
no,
We're not going to get it.
no,
It's
not happening.
no way possible.
No way. Let me explain. Let me explain what part of the reason. Forget the fact that Earl won't fight him. We won't. He Crawford's been chasing him for years. When Crawford was going to 47, we'll have him get a belt, and then we'll fight. He don't have a belt. Well, he had a belt, and you still haven't fought him in years. Okay, that's number one. Number two is Jim Gray interviewed him in the ring, I believe, and after one of the fights, within the last couple of years, and he said, "Oh," he says, are you going to fight Terence Crawford next?" I don't, don't not thinking about stuff like that. I'm going to my ranch and playing my horses and my chickens. Well, let me tell you something. If you would have said that was Marvelous Marvin Hagler or Tommy Hearns or Ray Leonard or Roberto Duran, they would have been saying, "I want to tear his head off and shit in his neck." Turn around and promoter is make that fight next, you cockroach.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, you didn't hear Earl say that, did you? He took that about as passive a way out to get out of that conversation as ever. That's not a good sign. But here's the other reason why the fight's not going to get made. Okay, Al Haymon.
You really think Al Haymon's stopping this type of fight? This
I'll
legacy fight?
I'll explain to you why. Okay?
Okay.
He's not going to actually stop the fight. But what he's done in the last 7 years is going to cause him to stop the fight. Here's why. He's been overpaying all these guys with other people's money, okay, which was Wyatt Reed, and he paid all these guys too much. Okay? Now he can't pay them enough to fight each other because he's paid them too much to fight phony guys. Okay? Phony fights. Okay? Now let me explain where I'm coming from. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
In June, I know you're a young man, but I'm going to give you a little history here. In June of 1980, Sugar Ray Leonard fought Roberto Duran. Duran moved up from lightweight, fought fought a couple welterweight fights, and he set his eyes on Ray Leonard. It was the biggest fight of all time in 1980. Ray Leonard got $10 million, okay? And Duran got $2 million for the fight. How were they able to make the fight? Duran's highest purse before that was like $400,000, and Ray Leonard's was like $2 million. So they gave each guy 5 times as much to fight each other. Went from 2 to 10, and the other guy went from 4 to 2 million. You understand what I'm saying now? Does this make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. So 5 times as much. Okay. If Spence is getting $5-6 million to fight regular guys, how's he going to pay Spence 25 to 30 million? He can't. So Al Haymon overpaying guys with other people's money is part of the reason why this fight won't happen today. Because if Earl was fighting for $2 million, he'd gladly fight for 15 million, or if he was fighting for 3 million, he'd fight for 15. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
But that's why the fight can't get made. And Crawford's has just made $6 million to fight Porter. You'd have to pay him $10 million. So how are you going to pay those guys that kind of money? You can't. So Al Haymon has caused that fight, not intentionally, not to happen, but his actions over the last 7 years has caused that fight to happen, not to happen. Does that make sense to you?
Yes. So it really doesn't matter if Terence Crawford got out of the top rank deal and came over to sign to PBC. It wouldn't have mattered. He wouldn't get a fight anymore.
Listen, Earl was screaming all along. All along. What was he screaming? You remember those words? Oh, you're on the wrong side of the street, Mo. Right? Well, he went. Now he's a free agent. You don't see Al Haymon calling him up, making him offers. Come on over. You can fight Thurman and Spence. They don't want to fight him. It's all bullshit. If what's his name gets by Ugas, if he wins, okay, I think he moves up to 54, Spence, or he maybe fights Thurman. Maybe.
Yep. That was the next question.
They're not fighting. They're not fighting neither Thurman or Crawford. I don't care what side of the street Crawford's on, because he's a free agent. They can't use Aram as a crutch. Fact of life, they're not fighting him. Okay, if they were fighting him, Al Haymon would have signed them up already, wouldn't you?
Yeah, right.
Thank you.
I mean, some people are gonna say maybe Terence Crawford gets in the ring after Errol Spence if he wins against Ugas. Maybe he gets in the ring and they do a little face off. Maybe the deal's already done.
No, he would have signed them up quietly already, and I would have heard about it.
Okay.